What are you looking at? What do you want to do? You want to go outside? Affirmative. Oh, wow. Just feel the air. Reminds me of 19... Just lay right down. He's been in bed for 10 hours. He's not even going to take care of business. He's just going to lay down in the sun. He's a hot chalupa. He loves the sun. Lazy breeze from the west. Yeah, in 1975, my parents took us on an Amtrak train from Massachusetts to Florida, and I'll never forget the feeling. And I think it was February break when we got to Georgia, and you were allowed to go between the cars on the train, and I stepped outside, and I just could not believe how warm it was. And I just had a childhood memory from that. Stepping out into this air, I feel like I just stepped out into Georgia. Interesting, we've got a Georgia connection today. 4 meteorologists shared something in common yesterday. This meteorologist was right here at 4:30 yesterday afternoon as a white squall came in. And that's when the air and the water and everything all turns white from wind and rain. We probably gusted to about 40, a third of an inch of rain. We'll look at the gauge in a minute. And at the same time, actually there was 2 of them yesterday, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. 3 other meteorologists, we all went to school together. Weir, Lundstedt, Tony Petrarca, and Jim Cantore on Blue Ridge Lake had a couple of different squalls. And in the afternoon, a white squall came in, and Jim says, here comes a white squall. What a coincidence. And another coincidence, we were all influenced by Bruce Schwoegler. As young future meteorologists, you loved him for his enthusiasm, and maybe he drove you a little nuts because he always got your hopes up for a big snowstorm. Actually inspired Weir to come up with that wintertime instability index, because not every cold front that came through had heavier snow to our mountains to the north and west. When I was young, I used to think that the snow must be 20 feet deep in Vermont because of all those fronts that Bruce Schwoegler talked about. Anyhow, we all definitely lose another role model icon. And so just, it seems like whenever something like this happens, the weather is also very interesting. It's a common bond we all have, whether you're a meteorologist or just a weather lover. We can't look away, right? And let's try and do a little forecasting here. So the boats are pointed right toward me, so that means there's a light breeze from the southwest. It's unusual to have glassy water going through mid-morning, and that's what we have over there in Hull. We still have glassy water. So we're going to have a very subtle weather event today. The wind is going to come in from the east in Boston, and it will be light to variable. Look at the surface map this morning. You see all those closed circles there? Those are all the stations that were calm this morning. So there's very little going on. There's a front right in the middle of New England, and the atmosphere is rich with humidity and instability, but you need a trigger to get the air to rise. And I think that sea breeze is going to be the trigger, and we are going to end up with thunderstorms, even though the HRR has no thunderstorms. And if we do get those clouds and thunderstorms, we may not get to 90 today in Boston, which would break up the heat wave, because yesterday was only the 2nd day in a row of a heat wave in Boston, because Wednesday cooled off a little bit. But for inland areas, the heat wave started on Tuesday, so that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yesterday was day 4. Today will be day 5 of the heat wave, which is going to go through tomorrow and Monday. And then look, I got to show you the Tuesday map. The euro is in the mid-90s. The GFS yesterday was 60, is now 67. I got to believe that the euro is going to be right on this one with the heat wave going on into Tuesday. But if I look at the GFS on the National Center for Environmental Prediction Models, you can see the big Bermuda high and strong low pressure in Canada this afternoon, tonight. And then tomorrow, that strong low pressure system is going to get well to our north, and there's going to be a weak front coming in here. And that boundary is going to kind of set up over us. And then on Monday, there's the GFS showing the high to the north and to the south. So there will be real heavy rains around New England, those ring of fire type rains. Who says there are no bees around? Bees, Bruce, bee, Barry, Burbank. Oh yeah, I got this photograph Blair Talcott got in 1997 of Barry, Harvey, Bob, Bruce, and Don Kent. And Don Kent's weather office, literally, no kidding, was right there in the corner of what was his house. It's a rebuilt house now. And the swimming pool with the Schlitz sign was right down there. Very interesting. I've already gone too long here. The heat's going to break either Monday or Tuesday, and there'll be some heavy rains around. And then we may end up with a trough here next weekend, which would be nice, dry, cooler weather. All right, so I'll leave you with a little bit of the other meteorologists that were in Georgia admiring the weather yesterday at the same time I was admiring it here. And God bless you, rest in peace, our role model, Bruce Schwoegler.
What the hell? Hell? So 3 meteorologists met at a lake and yeah.
Say that again? That's it?
That's it for
Oh my God, this is just beautiful. Look at
like
the only ones in it.
Look at the lake smoke. It's now our turn.
Okay, look at the scud.
Storm watching here. Lake Blue Ridge. Coming towards us. What do we got here, Jim?
Yeah, here comes the White Squall.
Wow. Coming across the lake. Big time whitecaps. Flag straight out. Victory Sea.
So much for the sunset cruise tonight.
Jesus.
I mean, right? Holy smoke, man. We're still seeing work.
Doesn't look like much now, but the fact that there's blue sky over the water and a few cumulus just starting to develop inland, and then many cumulus once you move west and north of Boston, it is beginning. These are the seeds of afternoon thunderstorms, so some of us may end up with a couple of inches of rain again. There's very little wind aloft, so I don't think we'll have severe weather, but we should have some good gully washers again. So it's about 11:15, and this is just beginning. We'll see if the boats turn around and point the other way as the sea breeze picks up. So it's gonna be a very fun afternoon.